Hey YouTube, all things girly here, and today's video I just kind of wanted to talk to you guys about my experience working at a nursing home. Now, before I started working at a nursing home, I would see movies and TV shows that would show, people that volunteer to come read to them and play games and come sit with them, because a lot of them that are in there are there to stay, and some of their family members don't come to visit them at all. Like, I have met several residents like that, and it sucks when you already don't have family that comes to visit you because they feel like they are forgotten and nobody cares about them. But then on top of that, to have people that are paid to take care of you neglecting you, like that really sucks. Like, my experience working at a nursing home, it was horrible, like the things that you see. And I worked in the kitchen. I was a dietary aide. I could have been a CNA if I wanted to, like I was certified and everything, but that's another story for another time. I'll tell y'all why I don't do that. But yeah, my job in the kitchen, it wasn't too bad. It was just really the point of who you were working with, because it's usually a cook and two aides. So if you get put with somebody that's not doing their job, you got to pick up the slack, because at the end of the day, the job still has to get done. But this is the thing, I work both shifts. Like, I have worked morning shift before and night shift, and when I worked on the morning shift, I would be out there clearing the tables, pushing the dishes to the dish room, changing the tablecloths, and putting out the tickets and the silverware and the glasses and folding the napkins and all of that. And there will be some residents that were there from breakfast still sitting there all the way up until lunch. And I know as a CNA, you get so many residents that you have to take care of. So you mean to tell me that you weren't looking for this one person all morning long, knowing that they need to go to the bathroom, or some residents like to get put back in the bed or go to activities? Like, that's crazy to me. And I would push them down to the nurses station. Like, the nursing home that I worked at, we had two sides. It was a side where people who were there to stay, they lived over there, and then the people that came for a short while just to go to rehab, they would be on the other side. So I would push them to whichever side they belonged to, and then they would just be sitting down at the nurses station until lunchtime, and then they'll just wheel them right back down to the dining room. Sometimes as they're pushing people by you, you can smell that they need to be changed. Like, it's crazy, all that craziness. But yeah, we weren't really supposed to, push them anywhere. We had a meeting with HR. She came into the kitchen. She talked to all the kitchen staff, saying that we're not supposed to push the residents because if they fall out their chairs, we could get in trouble for that. But it's like, it's hard just seeing them sit there, and you try to flag down somebody, like, could you take them, where they go, or she need to go to the bathroom or something, and they'd be like, oh, okay, I'll be right back, and then they never come. Or they'd be like, oh, that's not my resident, or she goes to the other side, or it's just always something. Like, that was just crazy to me. It's like, how do you do people's family like that? Like, we're all gonna be old at some point, and you're gonna want somebody to take care of you. How do you do old people like that? Now, some of them do be having a nasty attitude. Some of them are mean, but still, I just thought that was crazy. Like, there was this one resident, she was mean. She was really mean and nasty, and she always had attitude. She would always come down to the kitchen, always just complaining about whatever. But then I just actually sat down and I talked to her, and I realized that she was just lonely and hurt. Like, she told me that she calls her kids, she writes them, they don't write her back, they don't ever come to see her. So, like, even on the holidays, there are some people that will see their family that they don't see, all year long, but at least they have that. Like, she didn't have anything. The holidays came, she's by herself. Her birthday, she's by herself. Like, she didn't have anybody that would come and visit her. So then I just started talking to her more and more, and I would sit at her table and, laugh and joke with her and stuff like that. And then she started trying to give me stuff like candy and like pillows and stuff, and then I told her that I couldn't take that because that was part of the talk from HR, that we can't accept things because some of the elderly might forget that they gave you something and then be complaining that it was stolen, and then you can get in trouble. So yeah, it was sad. It was really, really sad. And then when whenever state would come into the building, everybody would be on their P's and Q's, running around like chickens with their head cut off, just trying to get stuff done, acting like that's what they do on a daily basis. But as soon as we pass our state test, like our inspection, they are back to doing what they do, ignoring lights that are going off, not bringing people where they belong, just craziness. Like, that's just, it's sad. It's really, really sad. Like, I would never put my mom in a nursing home after working there. Like, I would have to kill somebody, because you could never be too sure, like, if your parent is getting treated right. You're paying all this money for them to stay there, and then it's like all this nonsense is going on. Now, I've been away for a while now. I don't know if it's the same BS, but I actually worked there twice. Like, the first time when I worked on the morning shift, I had gotten fired because I did a no call, no show, because I was, tired of that place. That was unprofessional, but yes, that's what I did. And then they was calling for me to come back. So I went back, and it was still the same nonsense. So I don't know if it's gotten better. I still know some people that are still working there. They're still hanging in there. So I don't know. And then another thing is, like, we could never get like people to stay. Like, it was always like a revolving door, like right up into the administrative or the executive director. Yeah. Up until like the higher ups, like, we couldn't get people to stay in those positions. We couldn't get nurses to stay. We couldn't get CNAs to stay. We couldn't get people in the kitchen. Like, it was like as soon as you got used to people, they would be gone, and then all these new people would come back in. I feel like they need to, when it comes to putting people in nursing homes, they need to look more thoroughly, and it has to be, I feel like it should be a longer process when people are hired to work in a nursing home, because the nursing home I worked at, they just stick anybody in there. Anybody. Like, it is not hard to get in that nursing home at all. And I don't know. Like, some people, they just don't care. Like, for some people, it's just getting up every day, going to work, and it's about a paycheck. But this is somebody's life. Like, you are, like, some of these people are on their way out. Like, you are the last people caring for them. Like, how do you not care about that? I don't know. It was just ridiculous. And then at one point, I think there was a one of the residents' family members, he came in and he was like recording the CNAs. The story that I heard was he had like a pen or whatever. You know how you can go to those spy shops and you can get a camera that looks like a pen or like glasses or whatever. And he was recording them, seeing how they be just sitting around chilling and talking on their phones and stuff like that, not doing what they're supposed to do. Oh, and let me tell you something. We used to, in the kitchen, like, I will read the tickets and the diets and stuff like that, and the cook would be on the other side making the things, and I would just put the top on it and put it in a hot cart. Now, people who I know for sure we sent food down to the hall for, the CNAs would come back later, like almost after lunch is done, talking about, oh, so and so didn't eat, they never got a tray, because the CNAs would eat their food. How ratchet is that? Like, that is crazy. And then they really be standing there in your face trying to convince you that this person never got a tray. It's just, it was horrible. It was just horrible. Like, I'm telling you, the things that went on at that nursing home, like, I'm surprised, like, that place is still open. Like, they need to do, like, a major, like, cleanup of that place. Like, get rid of people. And another thing about that facility is it's all about who you know. Like, I feel like jobs like that, it shouldn't be because you're cool with this person they're gonna try and keep you around. Like, if you're doing your job, then great. If you're not, then you need to go. And that's not how it is. It's like, I don't know. I don't know why they keep the people that they do, but yeah, it just wasn't for me. I couldn't do it anymore. Like, it was so stressful. Like, it was to that point where every single morning I woke up, I did not want to go to work. Like, I was in a bad mood. Just waking up in the morning, getting ready to go to work, I was in a bad mood. But there was a resident that I was really close to, and I feel bad because of the way that I left. I didn't really get to say goodbye to him, but when I worked on a night shift, when I would be cleaning the tables and stuff, he would always be there talking to me, just keeping me company. Whenever I would go around to at the end of the night to drop the snacks off at the nurse's station, I would be pushing one cart with the snacks on it and pushing him in my other hand, and we'd be going all around the nursing home. Then we would sit in restorative aid, and the restorative dining room, and just sit and eat ice cream sandwiches and just talk and watch TV and stuff. It was nice. It was nice. But yeah, shame on you guys that treat the elderly like that, because like I said before, we're all gonna be old at some point. Well, if you live that long, and you're gonna want somebody to take care of you. Like, that's unacceptable. That's ridiculous. Like, you should be so ashamed of yourself. But yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.